Hello chess enthusiasts, my name is Miha and welcome to my Chess Realm YouTube channel. Today I am starting to analyze games from Speed Chess Tournament, which is an online event. This tournament has a knockout system. Each pair plays 19 minutes of blitz games with 5 minutes and 1 second increment, then 60 minutes of 3 minutes and 1 second increment, and then 30 minutes of bullet games with 1 minute and 1 second increment. So we are expecting quite a lot of games, and now we are in the quarterfinals. The opponents are Wesley So and Jan-Krzysztof Duda, and this is the second game from the 5+1 series. Duda had white pieces and he started with e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to f6, and now we have Russian game or Petrov defense. White goes for the classical variation, knight takes on e5, d6, knight to f3, knight takes on e4, d4, d5, bishop to d3, and knight to c6. So far so good, everything more or less according to the theory. White castles kingside, bishop to e7, knight from b to d2, knight captures on d2, bishop recaptures, and now bishop to g4. Black is trying to grab d4 pawn because knight on f3 is pinned. So white defends with c3, black castles kingside, h3, and bishop to h5. Knight on f3 is still pinned, which is actually unpleasant. White could unpin the knight with bishop to e2, but then white loses control over b1 h7 diagonal. So here white played g3 with intention to support the knight with king, and black plays a6, sort of a waiting move. Black waits to see what white will play next. So white plays king to g2, bishop to g6, bishop captures, and f-pawn recaptures, opening the f-file. White continues with bishop to f4, bishop to d6, white trades bishop, and now queen to d3. The position is more or less equal, but because white knight is better placed, maybe white has a slight edge. Anyway, the battle for the open e line begins. Rook from a to e8, rook from a to e1 and h6. Maybe not the best move because it is weakening g6 square. So black has to defend it with pieces. White plays h4, queen to f6, and rook to e3, preparing to double the rooks along the e-file. Black prevents it by capturing the rook on e3, and white recaptures with pawn. Maybe it would be better capturing with queen because white's kingside pawn structure is now weakened, and e3 and g3 pawns will become easy target. Black plays queen to e6, b3, preparing to strike with c4, and now knight to e7, c4, knight to f5, threatening knight to e3, forking king and the rook. While white supports the pawn with rook to e1, then queen to d6, targeting g3 pawn. And here white would not be able to support the pawn in any other way than with knight to e5. So here white played knight to e5 right away, and now d takes on c4, b takes on c4, and now c5. Of course white cannot capture the pawn because then he loses knight, and rook to d8 is also unpleasant. That would be too much pressure on d4 pawn. So white gets the queen out of d-file, queen to e4 was played, b5, and rook to f4, supporting the queen because sooner or later white will want to remove the knight. And here black should have put more pressure on the e-file, but instead black takes the pawn on c4 and now d5, attacking the queen. Well, black could have played knight to e3 after queen recaptures, then queen to d5. For a piece, black has 3 pawn, well, twice doubled pawns, but anyway, a lot of drawing chances for black, who has decided to remove the queen to e8, and now knight to c4, queen to a4, and h5. And this was the critical position in the game. white is attacking the defender of knight on f5, but anyway, if black takes the pawn on h5 and white captures the knight, then black simply equalizes with rook to f5, queen to f5, queen to a2, double attack on the king and the knight. So after king to h3, queen captures the knight, threatening queen to g4, exchanging the queens, and a pawn would secure the victory. So here white would actually have to draw via perpetual check. In the game, black saw the things a little differently and played rook to e8, which was a blunder. White played queen to d3, queen takes on a2, queen to h3 and queen to a1, threatening mate in 2. So white defends with rook to f1, queen to a4, h takes on g6, knight on f5 is under attack. So black played knight to e7, d6, queen to d7, check, king to h2, knight to c8, queen to d5, king to h8, queen to f7, threatening queen to f8 with back rank mate. Well, if black captures the queen, then g takes on f7, rook to f8, e4. White has 3 passed pawns, there's nothing that can stop them, and realizing this, in this position, Jan Krzysztof Duda resigned the game. I hope you like this game and that you have learned something from it. If you have any questions, my email is below in the description. Of course, I invite you to visit my Instagram page. That's it for now, and see you soon.